Okay, so here is my finished sleeve. Well, sort of finished. I hem the edge. You can see there. Okay, so now the hard part. Just kidding, it's not that hard. So what you need to do, putting it like this, is to fold your shirt sleeve in half, like this. Find the center. Some patterns have the center. If you want, you can cut a little slit there, not too big, but I'm not going to for the sake of time. And I'm going to match the middle up with the shoulder seam right here, right sides together like that, and I'm going to pin it with the pin from my owl pin cushion, which I've made myself and I think is really cute. So I pin that in right there. And what you are going to do is, sewing sleeves really are not as hard as people make them out to be. Believe me, it's not that hard once you get the hang of it. Your first t-shirt may not be your best. Don't worry about it. So you are going to match it up like this. Sorry, it's so hard to see. I might make another one of these videos just so that it's easier for you to see. Okay, so as you can see here, maybe, this, you can still see the right side. So what you're going to do while you're sewing is, if you have stretch fabric, don't stretch it too much, but you want to make sure that they line up as you're sewing. So just the first centimeter on this is pretty easy. Here, maybe if I go like this. But as you sew, it's going to get more uneven, so just go like this and push it together like that. And then when you get to your pin, stop, take your needle, take your fabric out, start from the other side and do the same thing. And do that with both sleeves. I'll be right back. So I have done both side seams. This is what it looks like from the outside now. As you can see, it's got a little hole there, so I've got to fix that, but that is alright. So I will do that, and then we're going to pretend that didn't happen right now, because I'm going to tell you the next step anyway. You want to serge, if you have a serger, or zigzag on stitch number 4, the edge of... Sorry, my camera is just not liking when I get up so close. On the edge right here, on the rough edges on both sides, and then make sure you don't have any holes like I did, and then we will be right back. Okay, now we're ready to start. So here I've got my sewing machine. You want to set it to 0, 1 and leave it like that. If you print out the pattern with the instructions, which I recommend, you'll see that it says that you need a 1/4 inch seam allowance, which we are going to follow. So, you're going, sorry, I don't really have anything to put on at the moment. You're going to take your front of the shirt, this piece, and put it right sides together. So this is the right side, this is the lighter side, this is the dark side. On a knit, it's sometimes harder to tell, but in this fabric it's easy. And you're going to put them right sides together, and like this, so that they match up right there where the shoulder is. And you're going to do that for the other part of the back as well, like this. And then you're going to have, you can pin them if you'd like. Mine are not matching up perfectly because I am making a slight variation to this t-shirt that I'm actually trying for the first time. So we're going to see how it turns out, and I'm just going to pin these. You don't have to pin if you don't want to, but I'm going to so that they stay together while I'm sewing the other side. Okay, so here are my two backs pinned to the front by the shoulder seams right side together. So you are just going to sew that with a quarter inch seam allowance on stitch 0, 1, and then you just leave the rest of it the same with your matching thread. And then when you're done with that, I'm going to give you the next step. Well, no, maybe I'll wait. Okay, so here I have my finished sleeve. Here's on the inside. There it is on the outside. Sorry about such bad footage. So here, this step, if you wanted, you could trim your edges, trim your seam allowance, and then you could serge or zigzag over the edge, but I'm not going to do this because I don't think this is going to go in the wash ever. So the next step is one of the final steps. There are only a few steps more, so bear with me. Is to sew the side seam. Yay! But before you do that, check on your doll to see if it fits her alright. Here we have Gwen in one of the shirts I made. Neck is a little wonky. It's the first one I made. So just put it on your doll like this. Looks very nice. It's going to be tight, but I don't mind. It'll look very good on her. So you can see that it'll fit her. And now you're going to sew your side seams. So first, you always want to make sure when sewing side seams and any seam that you match up these ends of the sleeves. So pin it there at the very top. And then I'd say you don't have to pin if you're really good at sewing and sewing straight. Then I'd say pin it again down at the bottom. Sorry, you probably can't even see what I'm doing here. And then once again in the middle. So that's 3 pins. And all you're going to do is, if you did go to 4 to finish your inside of your sleeves, you want to do this on the, just showing you here, you do not want to do it like this, but it's easier to see the colors, so I'm quickly going to change that before I sew. But you're just going to pin it like that, like I did, but like this. I don't really need pins in mine, so just wanted to show you. Like that. And you want the side seams to match up. Make sure you're doing the right side, and make sure you're on stitch 0, 1 and sewing with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So just sew that and on both sides, and I'll be